Merry Christmas.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, now you come out.
Oh. Well, Alina and I are throwing a little mini party.
Yes.
No adults allowed. Kids only. Okay?
Well, you're not allowed here either.
Okay.
Bob, I figured it out. Cardio. All I got to do is play punk rock drumming for, what is it, 140 beats per minute for about 10 minutes straight. And I'm not going to subject you to it, but that's what I did for my warm-up. All right. So, fun fact. I learned the other day Bruce Lee broke his back doing 125-pound good morning. He broke his back? I mean, didn't he, I thought he, according to the totally factual and 100% completely accurate movie starring Jason Lee, didn't he get in an underground ninja fight with another, like, dojo and or something? How do you break your back doing 125-pound good morning? I can see fucking your back up, but breaking it? Maybe I don't. The movie's apparently. I wasn't being sarcastic. All right, so we're doing bench press. How's everybody's Christmas? I put up a basketball hoop for the kids. Well, for me too. That was difficult. I didn't have any help. Old man's got some handles. Let's see, we got up at 7 o'clock, opened up presents. We cooked a rib roast, and I got done putting the basketball hoop together around, God, it was 3 o'clock, and then I passed out. I took a long nap, woke up around 6 or 7. These are the people in your neighborhood. So, today's program, bench press. This is actually day 1 of my program for competition. We're doing 285 pounds of failure. Is the working set, so not terribly heavy. And then overhead press. This is my bike. It's a BMX bike. It's a free agent. This thing weighs like 10 pounds. Badass. The 24-inch, they call it a old man BMX. It still looks ridiculous riding it, but they got an outdoor track here right down the street. been playing Tetris with my garage. With boxes of Christmas decorations that are normally up in the ceiling or in storage. But I'm not going to put them up, and we're going to have to just take them down again. Oh man, the wind was terrible. Blew all my decorations down. I had the garage open just a little bit of like a foot. And we have a mulberry tree outside. And it literally blew all the leaves in. So what did everybody get for Christmas? Besides, like, you know, herpes or the clap. All right. 285 top set bench press. I think we're the only people in here. No, it says we got 15 people on board. All right. My beard needs to be longer. I can't pull off Santa Claus yet. That BMX bike is exactly, yeah. I like the free agent is you could pick that one probably up for about $500. That one's not super expensive. They have some of their higher end ones. Like this one's it's a single gear. It's got no brakes. It's got a caliper for the rear. But I mostly use that just to do slides with it. So I'm gonna warm up at the bar, like we do. So for anybody at home that's wondering, like, you know, bench pressing without a spotter, obviously you got safeties. So if I have to drop the bar, I set it up right about. So this is where if the bar rests, would have to pay. So my head's behind the rack. This rack's at an angle, so it allows me. I got really short J hooks. We'll go with a close grip or closer. You want to really stretch the pecs out, bring your arms wide, and then bring the barbell up to your chin. Just stretch out. Yeah, baby. You could do the same thing. It's kind of like a guillotine press. If you want to like focus on the triceps, you can bring the bar down and kind of swing it up to your chin, and then press straight up. So it's almost like a skull crusher. Like a circular motion. Boom. 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 Where is my... I like to do pull-ups or lat pull-ups as part of the warm-up. The powerlifting bench press, it's hard to teach this, but you're actually using your lats for the eccentric. So think of it like this. instead of, if you can learn to activate your lats while you're bench pressing and use them to control the eccentric, it leaves you a lot more power to generate force with the chest, shoulders, and triceps. But it's really hard to teach, because you can tell somebody, hey, use your lats for the eccentric, but how do you mentally do that? It's kind of one of those things where it's like you just keep practicing it, and one day you feel it, and it just clicks. Yeah. Shadow Wolf, what's up? Merry Christmas. All right. Bob, when you say rehab, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? My back is still bugging, man. I'm gonna put my belt on. Not too many people in the chat today. It is Christmas. Almost at 8,500 subscribers. Blows me away. I'm surprised more than 10 people listen to it, like tune into what I'm doing. Yeah, this stream's off to a very slow start. Which, honestly, that's fine. If I ever get to a point where nobody's tuning in anymore, I really won't have lost anything. We got Kevin, Tom, on Thornton. Hold on for a second. I can't find my glasses, but I have this. There we go. I use this for painting miniatures. A little flashlight. What did I do with my glasses? I'm gonna have to get a bigger. Well, Merry Christmas, regardless. All right. So, this is my last warm-up set. Actually, I'll do one more. I'll do one more while I'm sitting. Yeah, I think I'm going to move my bench because I don't have a lot of room there in the corner. Oh, chat's kind of quiet tonight. Let's see, top chat. Let's go to live chat. See if I'm missing anybody. Nope. Well, I don't really have anything to talk about, so I gotta wait a few minutes before I do my next set. Anybody got a topic? So for anybody that's been following me for a while, you got Bobby O in the chat here. He's one of my moderators. He used to be my training partner for what, 3 or 4 years, Bob? And then we took a little bit of a hiatus. And now I'm going to compete in February 28th. And Bob's running my numbers for me, so we're back together again. We got divorced and we separated, but now we're trying it out. What type of music do you listen to? Pretty much everything, but I'm a drummer, percussionist, and I play mostly like punk, kind of like Fugazi, Dead Kennedys, Ramones, Screeching Weasel, L7, Butthole Surfers, Suicidal Tendencies. Gary D says hi. So that was Ringo Phone asked what kind of music I listen to. But I like, for lifting, I like System of a Down, stuff like that. But I like classic rock. I like pop music. I like indie music. I like everything. I don't really. The only thing I don't really listen to is like country music, and I don't have anything against it, but it's just not. Doesn't like get like bubblegum pop. I don't care for that. But I mean, if it's a catchy tune, I'm not embarrassed. Mr. Skinham Woohoo. Oh, I'm competing next year for the first time. Oh, Mr. Skinham, when are you competing, and what are you competing at? Do you like the Beatles? Oh yeah, Beatles. Yeah, Beatles, Rolling Stones. I would consider that classic rock, but I mean that's kind of, I would consider that ubiquitous, like music that transcends every genre. It would be like Led Zeppelin, Van Halen. I like hair metal, like Poison and Motley Crue, stuff like that. Anthrax, Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne, Ozfest, any of the like Ozfest all day long, and just pick a band. Deftones. Men's Physique. Okay. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Mr. Skinham? Eshelganus means give it effort or go get it. I need glasses. How do you say I need glasses or learn how to read? User. I want to just Merry Crumma. Merry Christmas, brother. 33 years old, so you're not quite submasters. Nice. Where are you competing at? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a power lifter. This stuff is awesome. Oh, my wife's in the chat. I was wondering if you noticed that, babe. I'm wearing a dog collar. I was looking for that necklace that had the little lights that light up. I couldn't find them, so I saw this in the basket. I was like, let's throw that on. Necesito lentes. I got about another minute here before I hit this set. Well, no, this will be my last warm up set. So this is 275. I'll just do it for a quick double. My tens go. We're 285, right, Bob? So this next set, I'm going to take 285 to failure. Let's see how many reps I can get. Yeah, 5. You know I can't count. The basket is on the other side. Oh, yeah. Whew. It's been a pretty quiet stream tonight. It's Christmas, so I imagine everybody's probably in a food coma. I'm actually kind of glad that there's a lot of stuff going on in the news, and I was anticipating some of that coming up in the chat, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it or not. We got Duke is a man. God damn it. Duke is a man. Obed. What's up? How you doing, brother? You have a great setup. How many years in progress? Oh, I mean, like, I've been powerlifting for, well, I'm 51, and I started competing. My first competition was at age 40, but I started lifting heavy. So yeah, about, I don't know, 12 years. Before that, I was more into drugs and alcohol, to be honest with you. Merry Christmas, brother. When I was a Marine, I didn't really lift weights. I played basketball and I did a lot of sports, a lot of body weight stuff. Do combat sports training. I saw the Jake Paul fight. Oh, Lord of mercy. You know what? I got to give the guy credit. He got in there with him. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. That's Duke is a man, Obed. I hope I'm saying that right. Duke Uzaman. I'm just going to call you Duke. Yeah, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Grew up right off the lake. Now I live in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. You're from Rwanda. Nice. Do you currently live there, or are you out here in the U.S.? Kevin Thorne to the Thornton. He loves my combination of lifting and sense of humor. Like, dude, I'll touch on that. So, I've been watching other small content creators. And some Marines, like I call myself the world's strongest Marine, and that's mostly tongue in cheek. But I can kind of stand behind that because if we're talking about just specifically the sport of powerlifting, I've yet to meet another Marine that has my dot score. So the way they do the scoring is based on the amount of weight you lift and your body weight. And then over the age of 40, it's called a McCulloch score. So it's an age modifier. And with the age modifier, my score is 510. Anything over 450 is considered elite. And anything over 500 is like world record, like top, like ranked in the world. And I'm a 510. And I've been top ranked for, I don't know, the last 5 years. And, like, I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but the point I'm trying to go for is like, can I actually stand behind me saying I'm the world's strongest Marine? Probably not right this minute because I'm coming back from surgery. But after searching through all the records, I couldn't find anyone competing that was also a Marine that could even come close to my score. So and I did challenge everybody. I said, hey, if you see another Marine powerlifter and he's got a higher score than me, point him out. Like, I'll be happy to concede it. I don't want to meet the guy, to be honest with you. But because people give me shit, they're like, you're not the strongest Marine. And I'm like, that's just a fucking name. But I wanted to get out there and see what the other small channels were doing. And there's a couple of jarheads that do like calisthenics and mountain climbers, and they do circuit training, and that's a different kind of strength. Like those guys, I could say those are stronger. He's a stronger guy than me doing that movement. But I noticed whenever somebody would troll them, they get really mad. They get into these arguments with the trolls, and it's like, it takes the fun out of it. You can't really listen to these guys. You're like, oh my God, relax, bro. So, life being too short as it is, I kind of go a different direction. I try to like have fun with it. If somebody says something that's truly offensive and it's funny, like, I'm gonna fucking laugh. but if you suck, I'm also gonna dunk on you. You know what I mean? Like they gotta come with it. You can't just like, you gotta be. If you're gonna troll, like do your job. You know what I'm saying? But no, we just try to have fun, And like X Trumix says the nip slipped, and he's assuming that it slipped, and I didn't do that intentionally. I love your look today, Sanami's magic bike. I took a chance at painting my fingernails, and I was expecting some comments about that. See, like, so Axe Cheek says, bro, do you even lift? It's like, I would say that's like 5th grade troll level. It's like, so, do you even lift, bro? I bet it took him years to get like that. Yeah. So, if you go through my channel, so, my first videos, which I think my channel's about, 4 or 5 years old, Bob? I would say I was 5 years into lifting. I was 100% natural, 220 pounds roughly. You can kind of compare and contrast because I maintain a weight class, so I'm really the same weight now, but I'm like way more chiseled. So you can kind of compare 220 pounds natural in my 40s to 220 pounds on testosterone at the age of 51. But I was basically the same size. Because a lot of guys are, they just assume like if you go on like a little bit of testosterone and some other stuff that everybody's on trend and they're taking enough drugs to kill an elephant. And then when I had my surgery and my bicep popped, I had to have it reattached. Everybody said, oh, you're going to lose all your gains because you got to come up for everything. And I didn't lose anything. And it was like, well, why not? Because I had it naturally. But I would say like, testosterone for sure helps with metabolism. I have a way lower body fat percentage I walk around with. Makes dieting it makes everything easier. Like it forgives mistakes that people make if their diets aren't on point or things like that. But only to a point. So like what'll happen is it'll make up for any shortcomings you have training until the wheels fall off, and then you just drop off like a cliff. And like a warning sign would be like having injuries that just start cropping up, that kind of thing. And that's when you got to really like start looking at what you're doing and like really pay attention to your training, diet, everything, sleep. So that's one thing we've been focusing more on is like instead of just the heavy lifting, we're looking at the whole program holistically to see like what I can do to prevent getting injured in the future. We got here Starla from Napoleon Dynamite. Vive World Media says looking good for 51. Thank you, I appreciate it. First time on your channel, definitely check out your previous vids. I'm gonna warn you, Custom. My earlier videos, they're unwatchable. Like I was horrible at making videos, but I don't expect anybody to sit through that crap. The reason I keep them in there is so it kind of shows the progress over the years. And I don't know, I just like anybody that's interested in creating a channel for themselves. I like to be able to point people back at like how I started. Like my first video I think I did with just the video editing tools that came with Windows 10. Like they're terrible. And then I started using things like Power Director, and I started being like editing videos with special effects, and you learn things like like I made an intro, how to do like cuts and sound editing, that kind of thing. Lately, I've just been doing lives, and I really like making other videos, but unfortunately, what's happened is most of my traffic I get on my live streams and my short. But if I make a video, like say I want to like talk about something like I don't know, Dearborn, Michigan or something, and I'll make like a rant video, it'll only get a couple hundred views, and then it does something to the algorithm where it tanks my live streams, and I'll go from getting 25,000 people on a live stream to like 2. So YouTube, it almost discourages you from doing other content. So I'm actually thinking like I might need to make a second channel to do that other stuff because I like doing those videos. All right, we got Tammy Star says quit both. I'll take that into consideration. Quit. What are we quitting? Hello from Sewickley, Pennsylvania. What up, John? Gary D. Tammy, that's kind of presumptuous. I mean, you could ask me, like, hey, what do you take? Like, yeah, that's YouTube for you. Quit the juice. Why would I do that? Why would a 51-year-old man, if you could get a better quality of life from modern medicine, why the fuck would you not want to do that? Do you not go to a doctor for anything? Are you just one of those like fucking natural hippies that just rubs like tea tree oil all over your crotch and patchouli oil in your armpits and you smell like fucking a combination of like mushrooms and dog shit? You don't take aspirin or Tylenol? Tammy Star. Let's see what this pile of garbage looks like. Go to channel. I love getting priceless, unsolicited advice from people that don't even like their. Oh, Lord of mercy. Well, just looking at you, there's nothing real about that photo. So you're gonna leverage that I'm on juice, but you're on like enough filters to make a pile of shit look like Celine Dion, like, and it's still not working that well for you. Are your boobs real? Gotta love it. I love hypocrisy. I'll take that into consideration. I got fake old titties and filters telling me to lay off the juice. Doctor, heal thyself. What's up? Shannon from Michigan. Good. How are things in Michigan? Key 698 says quite homoerotic. Why are you trolling for dick on YouTube? How's that working for you? Are you trans? No, I'm 100% fat free. All right, working set, Bobby. Artificially flavored, free. Thank you for supporting LGBTQ LMNOPQRS. Well, two things. One, it's only gay if your dick's touch, and two, don't tell my wife because she's my moderator. You know what's? People tell me I skip leg day, but they can't even squat my warm up weight. like, like how much can you squat, Freddie? It's, you know what I mean? Like, you got guys that can't even put 2 plates on the bar telling me I skip leg day. I'm like, no, this is a dog collar. All right. Here we go. Place your bets, people. Freddie, check out the opening video of my channel and then get back to me. I probably could have got one more, but I'm gonna chance it. Whew. 23K outdoors. I'm 51. Like, let's just say I was bald at the age of 51. Would that be abnormal, even if I wasn't on juice? Perfectly full head of hair. Now what, dick? Want to see my crotch? Can I do pull-ups? Like, challenge me with something. I could do like one-arm pull-ups. I think. Let's see. Can I do one arm? Have to get a little support. Pull-ups are lame. Barbell rows. I don't weigh enough weight. Whew. 23K. I'll keep your priceless unsolicited advice in mind. You guys are really presumptuous. Like, first of all, I'm 51. I'm not gonna apologize for anything. Second of all, you like don't even know what I'm taking. You could ask me. Like, third of all, like, what do you give a fuck? Like, if I thought for a second, like, you guys like had my best, if you actually cared, it'd be one thing. But like, you're just usually resentful and whiny and can't lift. So it's like, why would I give a fuck what you think? Fresh Extra, yes, you are a moderator. You know what I like. Don't fucking abuse your powers. Whew. Randy's got to take a Randy. How old were you when you started taking weightlifting seriously? 40. 40 years old. I was a natural lifter until the age of 46. Thanks, Matt. Stay away from holiday cheesecake. Hell no. cheesecake's awesome. I'm getting ready for a police academy, so I'm needing to really get better at going to the gym. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 rules, Bluegrass. 1, pick a program, any program, I don't care what it is. Starting strength 5x5, 1 leg 531, West Side Barbell, whatever. Pick a program, stick with it for 6 months at least, or at a minimum 6 weeks, long enough to know it's going to work or not work for you. And 2, do not miss more than 3 days of training, ever. For the first 90 days, you do not go more than 3 days without hitting the gym. You do those 2 things, and then you follow the program, progressive overload, all that nonsense, and you're going to like the results you get. Randy, you really got to work on your trolling, dude. Like, come on, man. He's a farther. Like, if my 10-year-old daughter can do better than the trolls, like, what are you doing with your life? I mean, I imagine you're sitting on your toilet, and you probably put a lot of thought and effort into that comment, thinking you're clever. I expect way better from my trolls. So, F+. Now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Like, go online, find a comedian, find a sick roast, write some stuff down, maybe tell it to a friend, see if he laughs or thinks it's funny or insulting, and then present us with what you can come up with. Let's see what you got, buddy. We're rooting for you. Looking swole Santa. Thanks, Boofy. Dude, Randy's just not, he's just trying so hard, but he's not good at this. You're not a good troll, dude. We're laughing at you, not with you. Nobody block Randy. I want everyone to be able to see this retards. This is the best this guy can come up with. Don't quit on me, Randy. Don't run away. We're all counting on you. All right. J1L2 did 8 months hardcore calisthenics, no days off, didn't change diet much. Noticed some tone, but not satisfied. 36. Any advice to get results faster naturally? Yes. Progressive overload. Calisthenics, so here's the problem with calisthenics. Push-ups, anything you want to consider calisthenics. In order for hypertrophy to occur, which is really simply the growth of muscle, your body you have to force an adaptation. So you create that adaptation by putting your body under stress. But now, let's say you did 1,000 push-ups a day, every day. Your body will get naturally acclimated to the amount of work you're putting it on. So if all you did is 1,000 push-ups every single day, which is a lot, you're going to get up to that adaptation point and not a penny more. That's why I work with iron workers. These guys sling heavy steel all day. They're naturally strong. But they brag about how, like, oh, I lift iron and all that, but but why aren't you getting stronger? Well, because your body's already adapted to what you're doing every day. So, how do you get bigger? Something has to increase. Either the amount of reps, the amount of time you're doing calisthenics, or the amount of weight, resistance that you're putting your muscles under. Calisthenics will only get you so far. You'll get super shredded. You're burning the fuck out of calories. But if anything, at a certain point, you're really just stressing your body out to the point where it's going to break down. So, what I tell everybody, whatever they're doing, whatever their sport is, if you want to be one of those ninja guys that does the jumping around like a monkey, or you're a runner, a sprinter, swimmer, basketball player, football player, heavy barbell compound movements, squat, bench, deadlift, rows, overhead press. Add those to your program, progressive overload, you're going to get bigger. And it's way, way, way more efficient use of your time. It'll only make your calisthenics better. So right now, I don't do push-ups. But if you told me, I'll give you $100 if I do 100 push-ups right now, I guarantee you I could bang them out. I bet you I could. Gun to my head, yeah, absolutely. Why? Well, because when you can bench 1.5, 2 times your body weight, doing push-ups is not anything. It's like, I could probably do 20 pull-ups if I wanted to, because I do heavy-ass fucking barbell rows, and I do pull-downs that are, twice the amount of weight. So what I'm saying is, like, the heavier making time to insert heavy lifting into your routine will make what you're trying to accomplish already even better. And you'll find that when you're doing your calisthenics, you'll be amazed at how much more you can do. And that's really simplified. There's more to it than that, but my height and weight is I'm 5'9", and right now I want to say uh, I'm 220. You want me to grab the scale? I might be like between 220 and 230. I haven't weighed myself in about a week. How much for a private vid? I don't know. What are we talking? How much money you got? You got to pay in advance, though. No, sir, I'm incorrect. Okay. How has your Christmas been, Gen X? How much love to you and your family? Oh, dude, it's Little Joe. It's been awesome. Really awesome. I use juice and saves time. I don't think it quite works like that. Thank you, DJB Moore. Let's see. Bobby deleted a message. I'm going to read it just to see what kind of profound wisdom that Bay 510 dropped on us. He says I have a little dick. How did you know? Has your mom been talking about me again? You probably already answered this, but what do you eat to bulk? I don't bulk. I've maintained a weight class for 10 years. I don't get any heavier than like 230 pounds. I think the heaviest I got when I was getting ready to compete in March was 240. So really, think about it like this. So most of you already know what your caloric intake is on a daily basis to maintain. Even if you're gaining weight slowly over time, roughly, unless you're putting on 10 pounds a week, you're probably eating about what you need to survive every day. So what I want you to do is write down for a week or two everything you eat and get a good count of the calories you're eating every day. And you probably, like for me, it's like in order for me to gain weight, I need to be about 3,500 calories. In order for me to lose weight, I need to be about 28. So I add 500, I'll gain weight slowly. I subtract 500 calories, I'll lose weight slowly. So I'm pretty dialed in. So I wouldn't necessarily use me as an example of how to bulk or cut because I'm dialed in. I have been dialed in for years. But the laws of thermodynamics don't change. We can't break the laws of physics. So where am I going with this? So you already know about what you need, where you're at to survive, what your body needs, what you burn throughout the day naturally. So if you want to start losing weight, all you really need to do is start taking things out of your diet. Like you don't need to do drastic changes that are going to affect the quality of your life. You can remove things like switch from soda to, from regular to diet, or get rid of mayonnaise on your sandwiches, or, like little things like that. Start cutting out, identifying your diet where there's massive calorie dense foods that you can replace with something without changing your diet to where you hate it. Does that make sense? And then the same thing with bulking. So I really don't believe a person needs to get fucking fat and then cut a bunch of weight. Because you're going to get super strong, and then you got to cut, and you're going to lose all that strength, and it's just this huge yo-yo. And when you're younger, you can do this, and to me, it's not necessary, but you can. But as we get older, you get over 40, 45, 50, losing weight is really, really hard on the body. So, me being 51 years old, if I bulked up to 250 pounds to get super strong, and then I had to cut back down to 220 to compete at my weight class, it's just really, really hard on the body. So it's really better to just make small incremental changes over time as opposed to just like trying to beef up and get fat for no reason. That's just my personal opinion. There's people that disagree with that. We could... Weight moves weight for sure. So like, I just don't see what's the point of putting 30 pounds on to put 25 pounds on my bench press. You look like shit and you can move a little bit more weight, but to me, like, you guys remember Pudowski? Eddie Hall beat him up recently in a fight. Puds was for the longest time in the 80s and 90s, he was like the strong man. Fresh Extra. He just joined. He just subscribed to my membership. I even forgot I had those. He's Terminal Lance. That's rank one. Um, so Poods, if you looked at him, he probably had 20% body fat, and he was walking around at probably 260, 280 pounds, and he was as strong as he could be without a whole bunch of Eddie Hall or Thor fat on him. Um, I mean, like, but conversely, if you look at when Eddie Hall broke the world deadlift record, he beefed up to 400, what, 10, 20 pounds, and just to move that massive amount of weight. So, putting that weight on does help you lift more, but at what cost? It's super hard on your system. Plus, most people don't like the way they look. You're not gonna be happy in the mirror, or maybe unless some guys like the way the bulked up look is. But I don't know. It's just like dieting sucks. It's so much fun to bulk up. You can eat whatever you want, and you're lifting heavy, and but at a certain point, you gotta pay the toll. You know what I mean? The taxes come due at the end of the year, and once that starts, your life fucking sucks. Like most people just don't like dieting, and why put yourself through that, I want to see my weight whatever. So, I, I got one of those smartwatches. It does the body mass index thing. I don't know how accurate it is. My fucking watch told me I was at 11% body fat, which I don't believe for a second. But I will say I'm under 15 for sure. So even though I'm like 220, 230, like I have very low for body fat percentage. Not bodybuilder low, but powerlifting low. Dirty bulking is a term created by people who want to eat what they want. I was one of them. My burner YouTube account. Yeah, so we all did it. And for like I was saying, for me, around the age of 45, it was super hard to get the weight back off. Bobby, should I do a back down set? Let's see, we got Brenda Bar. I need my glasses. We're calling you Brenda. What's up? Hola, amigo. Are you 11% dental hygiene as well? You know what? I still got all my teeth. I'm 51 years old. My parents didn't get me braces as a kid, but that's not too bad. Mexican, what's up? This makes me horny. Hey, I have that effect on people. Landon Lewis, you eat tacos? Fuck yes, I do. I told my wife, I said that if we were stuck on an island of the food I would want, if I only had one choice, it would be Mexican food. But recently, I really like Japanese noodles. The body beatdown. So if you guys want to see the natural version of me, the guy doing it right, go check out the body beatdown. Right now, go check his page out. We'll say an older gentleman. He's 100% natural, and he's as strong as an ox. Definitely check his channel out. Ashley, what's up? You eat tacos of Taco Bell. I don't consider Taco Bell to be food. That doesn't mean I don't eat it. But no, we live in Vegas, man. I grew up in Southern California. We used to go down to Tijuana and get street tacos. Like, Taco Bell. That's like fucking dog food in a tortilla. But I'm not above grinding on some Doritos Locos. Al Pastor, really good. Let's see, just trolling. Big Dog, glad to see you take it so well. Hell yeah, man. No life. Mike Gaming, life's too short. You can't fucking get upset about everything. Merry Christmas. I have fucked up teeth as well. God damn it, I love backhanded compliments. That was a good one, brother. Flex time. I gotta get in the good lighting. I'm not a bodybuilder. I got one little bicep and one big one. Everyone's like, here, yeah, wipe your legs out. I don't know. Are they really that bad? They're strong as fuck, though. I can squat 3 times my body weight. Brenda says, Merry Christmas and goodbye. Hope you come back. Wang Muncher. That's a great name. I'm trying to get like you, bro. What advice do you have for avoiding injury? Well, I don't know how old you are, but one thing, and I didn't do this right. So I hurt myself a lot. It took me years to figure this out. Slow tempo, 1, 2, 3, push. Full range of motion, so stretching everything. And spending time in those fully stretched, compromised positions, not necessarily with heavy weight, but taking the time to work the support muscles and really stretch everything will pay dividends to being able to then shorten the range of motion for doing super heavy things like competing in powerlifting. As we get older, especially if you're not a natural lifter, your tendons, your muscles will easily outgrow your tendons, and older people, I don't consider myself old, but I'm at that age where tendon strength can be really compromised if you're not, giving it attention. The other thing is, and this is where what I did wrong, is I wasn't paying attention to my body. So when my bicep popped, I thought I had some tendonitis in my elbow, and I had some pain in my shoulders, and I was misreading the signs. I was doing all sorts of shoulder stretching and, flexing the triceps, and it was the connection points. This is the distal tendon for the bicep, and there's 2 connection points up here in the shoulder. And when the bicep's stressed, it can present itself as shoulder pain. So, I'm massaging my shoulder, like, man, I'm fucking my shoulders up, and there was nothing wrong with my shoulders. So the point I'm trying to make is, when you're getting those signals of like tendonitis, like mild pain that's not like enough to stop you, but it's irritating, really pay attention to that. Don't take for granted those little aches and pains that just don't go away, but they're maybe not enough to really stop you. Your knee's a little sore, you played some basketball, you're like, stay off it for a day or 2, but it's still nagging you a couple of days later. That could be your meniscus tearing, it could be a whole lot of things. So you just don't want to take things for granted. So listen to your body, full range of motion, nice slow tempo, and that will help bulletproof you for going heavy. And the other thing is I tell powerlifters, on competition, what do? We do our absolute maximum, the best we could possibly muster. And that's the most compromised we're going to be in. That's dangerous. So how do you train to get that? Do you need to max out all the time? No. You can grow your 1 rep max with reps of 3 to 5. As long as you're taking sets to failure, as those sets of 3, 4, 5, 6 go up, your 1 rep max is going up with it. So I tell older guys, don't be maxing out all the time to see where you're at. Maybe do a double or a triple, because that is so much safer than trying to max out all the time. Even though it's fun, like I'm an ego lifter, so I've got broken stuff up in my head. So Amanda's a trainer, heartbreaker. Amanda Hosea, Jake, don't isolate. What did Jake say? Let me see. Let's catch up here. Even when I'm with people, I still feel alone these days. Oh, let's talk about it. Where you at, Jake? So what do you get out of depression when you're feeling low? Well, I'm sorry I missed your comment. But what you're doing now is you're talking about it. Like, that's really the only thing. So this is what I suffer from. I'm not one of those guys like, I suffer from, but I do suffer from, my wife will tell you, I'm like a very anxiety, high energy, probably a little on the spectrum, and I get depression. Not like manic depressive, but it just hits me. And there's a comfort. It's like a warm blanket. Like, you like being depressed. There's something comforting about it, even though it's bad. You just cut yourself off from the world. If you're like me, I like to isolate. I like to be in my garage. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to sit there and watch YouTube videos and paint my little Warhammer figurines. and play the drums or whatever, I'll just stay out here in the garage and I won't answer the phone or talk to anybody. Allow yourself to do that. So, this is what I tell people. When you're in depression and you got that warm blanket of just self-pity wrapped around you, give yourself set a timer. Say, okay, I'm gonna be this way, but I'm gonna at noon I'm snapping out of it. Like, be accountable. Like, I don't want to tell my wife I'm feeling depressed. I don't want to go in there and talk to my kids. I want them to leave me the fuck alone. But it's helpful, like, because if you're close to your loved ones, they'll know the signs of when you're going through something. And usually, like, I'm lucky because I have family members that'll come out here and yell at me and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But the hardest thing is to try to be accountable to somebody. So if you can manage to do that, reaching out like you are, just so somebody can check on you, and even if and as hard as it can be, try to answer the phone. Like, I'm very bad at it. I don't want to talk to anybody. But yeah, usually, like, if you can just manage to snap yourself out of it and force yourself to do something. Now, for me, I found the number one thing that I can do to get myself out of depression, bar none, the number one thing you can do is service to other people. Do something for someone else that they didn't ask for, don't know about. You see a need, go. It could be. It doesn't have to be like volunteer at a soup kitchen. It could be make your wife's bed. But service to others is like our highest calling. Is we're gregarious by nature, and that's really where we get the most out of life is when we're serving others. And it's funny because we want to be selfish and just like be left the fuck alone. And the answer is like just doing something for other people. And it works every time. I hate to admit it. And I'm not saying by any stretch that I have it mastered. And, like Bobby, my training partner, can tell you, like, I'm a curmudgeon, man. I'll fucking lock myself down and I won't talk to people for weeks. But yeah, just talk, doing what you're doing, talking to people. Do I have kids? Yes, I have a son and a daughter. My wife's in the chat. So 420 Blazy. My wife is my managing moderator, Christina Remington. Yeah, I don't want people to see me when I'm really low. Jake. Yeah. It's kind of weird, man. It's like there's a part of us that we wish people would understand how we're feeling, but we don't want to talk to them, and nobody's a mind reader. Like, I find, like, sometimes I catch myself getting resentful if I'm in a really bad mood and my wife doesn't pick up on it. And then I have to remind myself, like, well, I didn't tell her. Like, I didn't say anything. And I practice my poker face. Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, how are you doing? Fine. You're like, what's up, baby? Have you reached out to people without feeling like a burden? No one has ever known I'm depressed because I hide it. Yes, so don't ever feel like a burden, Mr. Hybe. Now, you can make yourself a burden. Like, there's the opposite of that. It's the fucking perpetual victim, and all they do is talk about their problems, and they hold people hostage with all their shit. You don't want to do that either. That's the opposite of being of service to others. That's inflicting other people with your bullshit. Like, we still want to be men about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with me saying, babe, I'm fucking feeling like ass today. I'm not in the mood. But then she still needs me to be there. So I then still have a responsibility to, like, not abandon her, which I've done. She'll tell you, like, yeah, that motherfucker, he sure talks a good game. No, but you really do want to try. You're not a burden unless you're a burden. There's nothing wrong with telling, because here's the thing. The people that care about you are interested in your well-being. They want to know if you're doing well. So, and there's some people that don't have anybody in their lives. And that's, of course, when it's appropriate to, like, say what you're doing in chat and maybe getting input from other people. Gorilla God King, Merry Christmas. Are you a furry? Oh, what's my daughter? It's a Thurian? No, fuck, furries are disgusting, man. Ugh, furries. Now, I do some cosplay, though. Furries. Oh, what's funny is I was watching a show on YouTube. It was a psychologist. I forgot what her name was. and they were going over statistics, and they said that statistically speaking, most people who are furries are on the autism scale. I didn't know that. I don't know what that means, but that's interesting because if you think about it, you have like issues with social interaction, so you're wearing a suit like you're a fucking mascot at a football game. Like, that's your identity. Like, it makes sense. So let's see here. I got some deleted message. I'm gonna see what kind of profound wisdom Shuby was trying to dump on me here. PvP gold ESOC. What did we deleted here? How long does it take for your knee to grow? That's just retarded. Message deleted by Bobby. I don't understand. What is PvP gold ESOC? He deleted you because you're spamming. But I am actually interested as to what the comment means. Like, yeah, don't be that annoying kid in the class that like screams like ah, and everyone's like, okay, we see you, good boy. If nobody's answering you, it's because nobody thinks you're that important. So don't insert yourself. But I'm curious though what he meant though. What is either put a bra on or stop wearing extra small tank tops? No. You don't like it? Swipe right or left? I don't know. One of the directions. I used to do drugs and drink a lot just to feel something, but I'm not about that life anymore. Jake, I'll be honest with you. I am about that life. Now I too am sober, and I've been battling drugs and addiction for almost all of my adult life. I had a super good run going where I was sober for. Oh, my kids have never seen. I haven't drank since before my daughter was born. No, I think I might have had a relapse once or twice in there, but I've been mostly sober for the last like 13 years. But I had a couple relapses. They weren't long. They were small ones. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I really had fun. Like people are like, why did you do drugs? I'm like, well, because life sucks and drugs make them suck less. It's like, but the problem is the consequences over time are no bueno when you're trying to be a good father and support a family and have a career, and it's antithetical to making progress in life. So even though we don't, it's just like, look, everybody wants to eat ice cream, but that's gonna make you fat. So what do? We have the fucking steak and the broccoli. Same thing with drugs and alcohol. God bless you if you're one of those people that can moderate. I don't have an off switch, so I have to abstain 100%, and I'm fine with that. But I ain't gonna lie here. Like I was sitting in an AA meeting, right? And this guy had the audacity to say, "What do you say? The worst day I ever had sober was still better than the best day I had using." And I was like, what? What kind of fucking lame? Are you kidding me? Like, you're telling me the worst day you had sober was better than the best day you had drunk or on drugs? You need to get out of your fucking house, dude, because I had some fucking great times. I mean, we did electronic Daisy Festival down in San Diego, or all those nights on bonfires on the at San Clemente Island. What was that over there by Seal Beach? We used to go down to La Jolla. Oh my God, we went to Tijuana, Revolution Avenue, fucking New Orleans. We're down at Key West in Florida. Fuck, man, I had some great times. High as a kite, drunk off my ass. But the pendulum swings. The farther it goes one way, the farther it goes the other way. And I've also like almost died freezing myself to death, stranding myself without gas in the middle of the mountains up on the pass to Pahrump. Blackouts, waking up in an hour or two driving to Mesquite, wondering what the fuck I'm doing all the way out here in the desert. Just like stupid, comically retarded shit that happens when you're having blackouts, and you're a danger to be around. You're unpredictable. It's bad. But I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't have some fun too. I mean, we had a lot of good times. And I feel bad if somebody's in an AA meeting and they raise their hand and they say that something as pathetic as that, because that means like all the drugs and alcohol you did and you didn't have any fun at all? None? That's depressing. I done Acid to Doom 2016. Fuck yeah, dude. I don't think I would have survived that. He said, "This asshole's such a tool. How about that?" Well, thanks. You're not wrong. Aiming for 160 pounds body fat, or 160 pounds, 15% body fat. How tall are you, Emmanuel? Uh, Bobby says to be respectful. No, so I don't. He's not. His comment wasn't intelligent enough to be disrespectful. Does that make sense? Like that's the best you could come up with. Like if you're gonna troll and that's what you actually took the time to type that. It's like, come on, dude, do better. You gotta be if you're gonna be insulting, be insulting. Instead of calling, you're a tool. Got him. Anyway, so then Sally writes, "What a dick." Oh, singer. How long did that take you to think of? You jerk. Yeah. Let's check. I'm gonna check his page out. Let's see. How about that? Let's see what this guy looks like. Let's see what kind of Promethean intellect we're dealing with here. Dusty Baseman. Oh, he's got walking music, so that tells me everything I need to know about him. So unfortunately, nothing he says matters. Your avatar is a feminine dude on a stationary bike. And you're calling me a tool? Like, you see that right there? That's a real bike. It actually goes places. I'm a tool. You're a fucking hamster. Yeah, all right. But hey, hopefully maybe you can come up with something a little more insulting. I'll give you time. We expect more from our trolls. So you're I'll give you a D minus, F plus, F plus. You have 10 minutes. See what you can come up with. Don't say anything. Don't respond. Think. Like tag at you 10 minutes to come up with the most insulting thing you can come up with. And this is a challenge. Okay? Go. It is 10:23. I'm going to check back at 10:33. I expect a good comment. I'm dressed up like Santa's favorite dipshit. No, take your time, because you're not funny. This is a challenge. I want you to come up with something that's actually insulting. I mean, I know I dressed myself. I know what I look like. Tugging a collar and call you a good boy. Don't take 10 minutes, brother. Like, really think about this. I know you're getting triggered, so you want to like do the mic drop, but no, really take time, because you suck. You're not funny. We're laughing at you, not with you. Does that make sense? So, it's 10:24. Check back at 10:34. Go. Dude's got a squat plug in because he thinks his guts will fall off from asshole reshaping. I do. And it vibrates. I don't even know what that means. Are you saying that squatting would give me a hernia? Emmanuel, so you're 5'11". So that's actually probably, according to the BMI, that's actually good body weight. Bobby, what am I supposed to be doing? Should I do a back down set or should I just go into overhead pressing? Or do you want me to warm up with some handsome presses? Could you imagine being a troll Like going on someone's page and purposely trying to be insulting, but only having like an 80 IQ. Like that's your life. Your life is to go online and try to insult people, but you don't have the intellectual capacity to form a declarative sentence that's above a third grade level. What are you doing with your life? Come on, man. You're gonna troll. You have been judged and found wanting. What do you say, Bobby? Handsome press, yes. Okay. Damn it, suck getting old. Going through a midlife crisis. Russo 0805. I think I've been going through a midlife crisis for like 5 years. Frank, good question. If you're fucking boring as fuck. Russo, aren't you just watching the... No, let's see here. Emmanuel. 2010, I used to work out at my buddy's gym, and the gyms were closed. He brought shut up people in Amazon. Yeah, dude, for the longest time, my gym was just a landmine. I had a barbell, a couple of plates, and I just jammed it in a corner and just used it as a fucking super schizoid, I believe is the technical term for a fulcrum. This gives good nostalgia. No, Frank's cool. But so are you, Russo. Alright, so we're going to do what's called the Hansen press. Now, I'm going to demonstrate with this 20-pound 1-inch barbell I got. This is not a beginner move. And you don't want to do these heavily. The whole idea is if you're kind of a guy that's got rotator cuff issues, shoulder, this is an excellent rehab movement. Basically, you're going to flex your wrist with the bar, and you're going to come down as far as you can. That's the full movement. It needs to rotate. And then the cool thing about this is it's great rehab for the shoulders, but it's also an outstanding hypertrophy move. Now, let's just say you can overhead press 2 plates, 225 pounds. The amount of weight you'll do with this movement is probably 90 or 80. It's not heavy at all. And you take your time. Now, a lot of people have problems getting under the squat bar. They can't get their arms. Or if they're doing Olympic movements, they don't have the ability to get their fingers. This will also cultivate that mobility. So we're going to warm up here. This is you can start out with a broomstick or something really light. And at first it's going to be a stretching movement because most people don't have this mobility. This is something I've cultivated over time. So a lot of people, it might look like you can get to here or maybe here. Whatever your range of motion is, another thing you can do to help work on that is you can set the barbell up to about squat height. And just work under it. Just slowly work up and use the rack to stretch. And then over time, you'll get the range of motion. Then you can start adding weight to this movement. And once you can start doing that, that's when you're going to get really awesome shoulder development. This is my #1 shoulder exercise, called the Hansen press. Simple as this. Well, we'll just keep the 1 inch. I like to, I like this, keep this barbell because it only weighs 20 pounds and it's good for the kids. They want to come out here and do deadlifts with dad or whatever. Just handy. So for the longest time, that was the only movement I was doing for my shoulders. But Okay, Emmanuel says, I can't deadlift squat or else I feel a tingling on my lower back and I can't feel my lower body. So is that starting in the L5, L6 area of your back, Emmanuel? Because you're in the right place. If you've got lower back or hip issues, I can help you with that, and so can Bobby. And um, I've had a broken back. My wife's had labrum surgery, so my wife is like a physical therapist, massage therapist. She's an anatomy expert, and I'm super lucky to have her because I'm a retard that lifts weights. So without her, I probably would have died years ago. Um, but over, if you, one of my playlists is physical therapy, and if you watch that, it kind of goes through me having to relearn how to walk again because I lost the use of my leg due to a back injury. That's stemmed from a previous injury where I had 48 stitches across my L5, L6, and I had a broken, a fractured, what's that little thing that sticks out of the spine? You have your disc, and then it's got the segment in the back, and it's got that little like dinosaur ridge on it. That was broken, fractured. Can heal naturally, yes, but the reason I'm not recommending anything is because I want to make sure I gotta have his injury down because I work with physical therapists. Jake says I'm smarter than you think. Well, Jake, I actually do. I, I kind of lean into being stupid because it's sort of like, it's way easier to be the dumbest guy in the room than it is to be the smartest. And I gotta give my wife a ton of credit because like I was a chemistry major, and she got into biology, and she taught me so much about the body I had no idea about. I always thought I was a pretty smart guy, having a science background in STEM fields. I had no shit. She just her taking her microbiology and her advanced biology degree that she's working on. She did her thesis on the ATP cellular cycle, and I think with creatine, and I've just learned so much about how the body works. And then, of course, having had those injuries and working with physical therapists and doctors, I've aggregated a ton of experience, and a lot of those movements are ubiquitous for anybody that's got hip or back problems. But we got to find out. So there's I'll give you an example. I have what's called an anterior pelvic tilt. So I have a tendency to stand with my stomach sticking out. So like my gut sticks out, right? If I have bad posture, this is me standing straight. But if I relax, this is what I look like. I'm just standing. So I have to turn my hips forward like I'm humping, straighten up, and now I have Jesus abs. And people are like, you have G's, good. It's bad posture. So that's an anterior pelvic tilt. I have what's called a grade 1 slip, so it's slightly that way. Now my wife's got a tilt in the other direction, so her spine is also slipped, but it's the other direction. So the exercises I would use to help correct my back problems would not necessarily be appropriate for her. But there's a couple that you can do that are ubiquitous for anybody with lower back issues, like the Jefferson curl. If you don't know what that is, that's one that you can implement right now that's going to help you with sciatica and a ton of issues. But you have to do them correctly. Are you ending the stream with burpees after tricep extensions? What time is it? 10:34? Oh, I need to get lifting. So overhead press, I need to do 110 pounds of failure, right? I'll do one more set of handsome presses, and I'll just switch to regular. So this rotates the whole shoulder. Now you can say if it does the front of the delts. What do they call those? You got the medial, you got the rear, whatever the front delts are. you get a lot of work when you're doing bench and overhead press, so you don't really necessarily need to focus on that. But the rear delts are what most people are lacking, and this hits those beautifully. 45. So I put my belt back on for this one. Good night from Detroit. Shit. How are things up there right now? Interior front, lateral, side, posterior, back. Thank you. So I got 110 on the barbell right now. Sucks, but hopefully I get back into hitting compound lifts. Emmanuel, hit me up on Instagram. That way you and I can have a conversation off stream. Maybe I could. If I don't get back to you right away, I will. Actually need to talk to a few people. Oh, you're from Windsor. Cold in Detroit, yeah. Because it's basically everybody I work with that can't squat, bench, or deadlift. We always start out, we attack the root cause and we strengthen the area that needs to be strengthened and condition that before we get into compound lifting. And a lot of that is like body weight stuff. Like, so for example, you want to be able to do squatting, let's say. So we might start out with body weight squats, ass to grass. A lot of people, they don't have ankle mobility or knee mobility to get that low, so we work on that. Whatever deficiencies you have, we attack the deficiency and then work out holistically until we can incorporate as much of the body in the movement as we possibly can. A lot of people, they do it backwards. You're Canadian. You go outside and tell someone to fuck off, you'll feel way better. I can't really disagree with you on that. I always, every once in a while, it is nice to get indignant with people, but the problem with doing it on YouTube is you're not really with your opposition, you know. You have to kind of like piece people together and kind of guess what they are. I'm just kidding. Never ever say sorry on my stream, damn it. We're not that serious here. The only time I get upset is like when people say stuff like about my kids or whatever. Like that's kind of the line where I'm like, I'll get pissed off about that. And you're like, well, why are you saying that? Because that's what they're gonna do. I'm like, yeah, but if you're talking about my kids, I'm also gonna fucking report you. Yeah. Canadians, for the most part, are way too nice. Dude, I work. Yes. Okay, so let's see. Dwayne's from Canada. Eric's from Canada. Another Bobby. Bobby's from Canada. I'm trying to think. Did they ever get angry at me? Yes. Did they ever display anger? No. No. Like, they would nicely describe their... Yeah, they're too nice. Two of them just are doormats. They let people walk all over them. I had to get mad for Dwayne. They were railroading my buddy Dwayne and like making him do a bunch of stuff. He like, oh, you just stay late. This, you like you ever see the movie Office Space, where the guy's trying to leave and he's like, oh, by the way, I need you to come in on Saturday, and he's like, fuck. Dwayne's like that, and I would overhear shit and I'd be like, fuck off. Like, he's not coming in. And, like, and then they'd be like, what? He can't speak up for himself? I was the area manager, so technically he was under me, even though I considered us to be equals. Um, but I would just drop that. I'd be like, no, I'm his boss, motherfucker. Or, you know, I didn't like to put it that way, but you know what I mean? I'd pull rank. But yeah, he never stood up for himself. He was just the most accommodating, nicest guy in the world. But the problem I saw with him is he looked like he was dying inside. I could tell he wanted to say no. And I hate people that fucking take advantage of people like that. Oh, yeah. Man, you remind me of an actor, and I can't remember who. Jake, if I don't shave, people say I look like that guy that played Golem, which I'm not sure. What is his name? Andy. I can't think of his name now. And then the other one, somebody said I look like a Timu Kiefer Sutherland. That was a pretty good one. Shit. Whoa. Phew. Andy Serkis, yeah. Schmiegel, yeah. Yeah. My precious. Yeah, so, I said, well, when he was playing, like, in the Avengers movie, they're like, no, Lord of the Rings. I'm like, thanks. Recap with me the numbers you hit today. That was 15 on overhead at 110 pounds. 285 for 8 reps. And now I'm going to do 6 extensions. You want them down like this or overhead like that? You've exceeded all of your numbers today, with the exception of one movement. Overhead. So the second one, over the head. All right. 135, huh? So I got 30, 60, 70, 85, 95, 105. That's a lot of weight. I'm gonna have to brace myself. So this is 170, 80, 95, 105, 115. me see if I can get my leg brace on. This is a lot of weight. This throws the balance off. Phew. Speaking about the bitches. That's right. And that ring took him over. Whew. Oh, thank you. I got my little. So you can see the bicep, the surgically repaired one. I have abs under there. Dude, flexing's hard. I'm like, I'll poop myself. Powerlifters are bodybuilders that failed and are too lazy. Like people say, like I'm not a bodybuilder, but I naturally have a physique that would lend itself to being pretty competitive. So people, well, why don't you compete? You kill it at your age. And I'm telling you right now, mad respect to any bodybuilder. I don't want to do the work. That dieting down to like 5 to 8% body fat, fuck that. I walk around naturally between like 11 and 15, but getting down to 8% is nuts. And those guys, I know guys that get even lower, 4%. Whew. I didn't know you wanted me to do burpees. I fucking hate burpees. Is there anything you can do that's not as hard on the knees? Well, that was the other thing. I didn't tell you I was shooting hoops a little bit, so my knees are a little bit sore. Maybe like parallel bar, something. What do you think about this movement, Bob? I like this for a shoulder movement. I've been messing around with these. So you start with a push-up, right? You come up, and then you push through, and then hold your weight out there. Bam. You do like a set of. What do you think of those? Those are fucking legitimate too. Well, I shot hoops, but I wasn't like really getting the heart rate up. Like, but it was enough where my knees are kind of just angry at me. Does that make sense? All right. We'll do a set of these. Jesus. This is This is a full body. I don't even know what the fuck they call these, but they murder your core and your shoulders. Oh shit! I'll do one more set. That burns your shoulders up pretty quick. Holy shit. I said, man, you be good tomorrow. Yeah. I also have these little. What's up, sweetheart?
The chicken cut my eye over here.
What is this?
The chicken. Stop.
How the fuck did that happen?
Alina was holding her. She wiggled out and hit my eye.
Was it accidental? Did it get your eye?
Not in my eye. Underneath it, but it hurt so
Come
badly.
here, sweetie. Sit. Can you open your eye up?
Mom just looked. Stop.
I need to see it.
Mom said to leave it alone.
What did she put on there?
Neosporin.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, there's stuff there?
Just leave it. Yeah, they're good. You're good. Tell mom I said vitamin E. She knows that. I just maybe didn't think about it. Do I ever jump rope? Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, where the fuck did it go? Where's my rope? I actually try to jump rope daily. Because let me see here. Let me throw my camera here. I also train Muay Thai. I'm not stretched though. I need to warm up. But no, I try to jump rope every day. So, in order for me to be athletic, it takes me like 20 minutes to stretch and get limber. Bobby can tell you. You know what? I'll do my stretching routine. I haven't done it in a while. I do like a this is like you guys with sciatica. Yeah, my knees are tight. I can tell. That felt good. My dad instinct kicks in my hair to cry. She will be. I wasn't a bad scratch, just a sensitive spot. Yeah. Best food to raise testosterone. Jake. Bobby was just talking about this. So, Bobby, what were you saying? We were just discussing this. Natural ways to boost testosterone with diet. Zinc. You have to absolutely have zinc, magnesium, vitamin D3. What's the other one? Those are mandatory. You have to take those daily. Zinc's a big one. D3, magnesium. What's the fourth one? And when it comes to stretching, this is what I suggest. If you're going to lift, do full range of motion, warm up, stretch afterwards. Stretching before lifting has its benefits, but it also can take away from and make your top range movements dangerous. Like if you're trying to max out, let's say. Guys, it's 10:59. Bob, we'll work on streamlining a little bit so I can get the end of exercise movements in better. But I'm gonna go and see if I can annoy my wife. I had fun with you guys. Yeah, I think actually maybe tomorrow I'll actually just do some Muay Thai training. It's been a couple weeks since I've done anything. It'd be good just to, get some bag work in. All right. Love y'all. I'll see you on the battlefield. And Merry Christmas. Deadlift tomorrow. Yeah. Ooh, I'll have to talk to you about it because I might have to wait a day. I'll let you know what's going on in the morning. I have a doctor's appointment, and if he takes blood, I'm going to have to wait. If they don't take blood, then I can deadlift. All right, guys. Yeah, job starts January 2nd, I believe. I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, if I can, I'll do deadlifting tomorrow.